brought that ladder. He ain't painting here or nothing. He's gonna show you guys how to fish off it, right? So he guides for other stuff. So you know, if you guys got questions, just raise your hand and ask him. You know, don't be bashful. Well, let's give Jason a hand for coming tonight. So you get going.
7:40. I'll go through regulations and history, and then while I'm doing that, I've got some photographs to pass around. Go ahead and look at them and then pass them down. Okay, regulations for Pyramid Lake Lahontan cutthroat trout. Under 17 are released, mandatory. 17 to 20 inches, the spot can be kept. 20 to 24 inch fish have to be released. You can keep one over 24. No more than 2 trout in possession per day. You can own, but you can't keep 2 over 24 inch fish. So you got one, one under 17 to 20, 124. You can't keep 224. Nothing but artificial lures, barbless only. Single, 2 hooks, whether they be standard or treble. The fishing is from 1 hour before sunrise to 1 hour after sunset, and you can check any website to tell you when the official sunrise and sunset is. Anybody who fishes that lake, upon leaving the lake, has to stop at the creel census. It's mandatory. Whether you caught any fish or not, you have to report those activities to the Paiute tribe. That's how they regulate the fishing. Very successful.
What's required for licensing?
You need to buy, you can stop at the 7-Eleven on the Pyramid Highway, or you can stop at Crosby's or the Pyramid Lake store at the creel census. You can buy a permit for the day for fishing, which is $9. And they also have season permits. I think they run either $50 to $70, something like that. Your camping is $12 a night, whether you're in a trailer or you're in a tent, or you can camp pretty much on any beach. There is a restriction on the other side of the lake, opposite of the Pyramid Highway. They don't want people there only because Bob Burns says that some people have gotten drunk and fell off the pyramid into the water and killed themselves. So that's the only restriction on that. There's also some restrictions right now. Just south of the South Nets is closed until there's a rock outcropping point south of that is fishing. So if you're on this side, they're going to run you off. You're going to see a sign there that says no fishing, right, from this point on, but they've also closed that for a period too, from there south to the rock outcropping. Pyramid Lake is a saltwater lake. It's 1/6 of the salinity of the ocean. It's said that the lake at one time, in prehistoric times, had covered 3 different states. There was recorded that there were 60-pound Lahontan trout that once spawned in that area until they dammed up the Truckee River and killed their natural spawning habitat. Right now, through the great management practices of the Paiute tribe, now we're looking at an absolutely epic fishery with 15-pound fish, not uncommon. It's believed that through the restoration efforts of the Paiute tribe and from Trout Unlimited, that they will have the natural spawning habitat restored to the Truckee River within our lifetime. So that's something we're really excited about. That restoration of that spawning habitat, in my opinion, is going to equal as long as they continue to protect it. A sign at the entrance of the lake used to say, "Your greatest chance of landing the trout of a lifetime." I'm here to tell you, several of my friends are in the audience are here to tell you, and those pictures are here to tell you that they're not lying. That place is an absolutely epic fishery, and we love it. We love it. I can't wait to get there when we go. I'll move on to tactics now. The best time to pursue the fish are right now. The people that are about to go, these next months due to the closure are going to be your best bet. Right now, the temperatures, it's a little low for this year. This time last year, the temps were already at 50 to 51. Once it hits that magic temp, and it only takes a couple of degrees, the fish start to pop up on the flats, and you can see them come up and investigate your ladder, big fish, right by you. So at any given time, you can be on this ladder running your shooting head and turn around behind you and cast behind you and catch a fish from the shore back. It's never seen anything like it before in my life. the technique that I use to pursue the fish is basically to get in the water. I look for a flats area. You know, there are different areas where there are flats extended, right, for sometimes 100 yards or more. And I'll take the ladder out there, and I want to get it about 5 foot away from the end of the shelf if I can, right, if it doesn't do a gradual slope on me. So I get it as close to the shelf as I can. I set my ladder up, and I use a shooting head setup, or you can use conventional, whatever your choice is. But I use a shooting head setup. I strip out all my tag end line, my running line, and I put it in this tub. The reason why we put it in the tub is because the water will hold a load on your line, and it will strip you of the energy needed to perform a long cast. In my opinion, long casts are crucial for Pyramid Lake because the theory behind that is the longer that your presentation stays in the water, the more fish are obviously going to see it. I like to do slow strips. I like to vary it, twitch, twitch, twitch. I like to let that thing rise. A lot of times, like I said to a couple of guys earlier, those fish love that rise. For some reason, when you give it a stall and that's rising up, it drives those fish over the edge. I use, sometimes, that's exactly what they wanted. They want those rises faster, so I'll use a double foam beetle, which will give me a faster rise. And these are by Kevin Pereira. These are called Caveira flies, and they're prototype right now. He's going to be designing some that are absolutely amazing. They're laser etched, just like little beetles or tadpoles or whatever. Pretty soon you can obtain these through my website. The standard fly that's used at Pyramid Lake and has been used for the most part for a very long time are the Big Fish Happen beetles, which you can also go through my site right now, click on the Big Fish Happen emblem, and it'll take you straight to them and you can purchase them from them. Anyway, so you're fishing the shelf and it's dropping off into deep water. What's going on there is the fish, most of the fish are cruising that shelf. That shelf provides a little bit of cover, so they feel safe during the day, and that's where they want to hang out. Every now and then they'll pop up onto the flats and run around and chase whatever food, and that food item that they're usually chasing is called a tui chub. And I just caught one about a month ago that coughed one up about that big. So these fish will take big baits. Like I was telling another guy earlier, you can toss these big bunny leeches for violent takes. The problem with it is this is a big fish target, and you're going to be pulling all day long for that one big grab if that's what you want. If you want numbers of fish, you're going to use regular beetles. You're going to do deep water midging, all that stuff that I'll cover. So you want it to sink beyond the shelf. I find the greatest success with not only numbers of fish, but big fish during periods of weather. For me, clear and calm and blue skies can equal tough fishing. It can equal a early AM, late PM bite. That's when I usually end up turning to indicator nipping as a tactic. It's subtle, it's still, it's out there. I can just wait on it, sit at the top of my ladder and watch the indicator go down, fish on. But if I were you, I would schedule all of my excursions to Pyramid Lake. When I know there's going to be some type of halfway extreme weather, at least winds. They love chop on the water. My most epic days have come from overcast, snow, rain, 3-4 foot rollers. If you're hardcore, you're going to get paid. That's just how that lake is. You're going to find success all the time, but the most success is going to come from when that water's churning up. During that period, when the water's churned up, I like to use when the flats are real milky because of all the silt that's been washing up. I'm using whites and chartreuses, but like I was telling him earlier, I also like to use a tandem setup where you have two complete opposite colors because fish like choices.